My bad, my bad. I appreciate that, Teran. Didn't know I was muted. I appreciate that. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody. Week made 912 back in y'all area. So, man, I figured I'll cover this little story or whatever. It's not as new as I would have wanted it to be. I kind of got distracted with what's been going on and everything, and I should have been a little quicker on this story, man. But we still gonna cover it anyway and go ahead and put everything together. See what's really going on with your boy Tyrese, man. Your boy Tyrese, man. Man, oh man, oh man. Your boy Tyrese, man. And everybody already know, about the episode he had a couple of years back. Man, my boy was crying his eyes out, man, when his wife left him. We all remember how he got on camera and was blowing snot bubbles, crying, boo-hoo crying. And man, you know what? I ain't gonna make fun of that. Because, it's hard losing, you think that you about to get married. You think you found the woman of your life and everything. You think you found love. Then you find out a woman don't love nothing but the money. And old Tyrese found out the hard way. But it seems that he had a little thing for DJ Envy wife. Let me turn the music down just a little bit. Let's do a mic check real quick. Mic check real quick to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. I'm going to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. So we're going to expound a little bit over this Tyrese situation. Let's pull it up real quick. So as y'all might know or you might not know, Tyrese came on the Breakfast Club about a week ago. And I should have caught this a week ago. Shame on me. Shame on me for not catching this about a week ago. Because this has been a kind of a trending topic. Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, Tyrese keep trying to find love in all the wrong places, man. And it looked like he tried to find love in DJ Envy wife. So we're going to go over what ended up happening on the Breakfast Club. First, we're going to start there. That way, just in case you didn't catch it, you'll see kind of how everything unfolded on the Breakfast Club. And then after Tyrese left, I guess he realized that DJ Envy kind of, dissed him or whatever, because he was saying that, he was, back then when he was boo-hoo, snot crying over, what happened to him and everything with his ex-wife. Do y'all need me to show y'all really? Hold on, man. Let me go back and pull that old video up, man. I guess we need to see Tyrese in real time, the state of mind that he was in. Let's see the state of mind he was in back then. Do I have that pulled up? I might do. No, I ain't got to pull it up. Hold on. I do got to pull it up somewhere. I was just looking at it a minute ago. So let's see the state of mind that he was in back then. Just to give y'all a little vision of how things was. Give y'all a little state of mind. Remember how things was, so we can get a clear vision.
No, compassion is being able to understand the seat and the reality that someone else is sitting in. Fair use
for educational
the seat that you're sitting in, the rock,
and commentary purposes. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull it up so y'all can see it. And y'all let me know if y'all think that, was he said he was on heavy medicated.
I'm not gonna sit here and paint the picture of systematic racism. I'm just gonna say that the uninvolved fathers has made it bad for the involved fathers, because our voices are some way, somehow being drowned out. When the real fathers show up, when the real fathers that really love their kids and really are standing with their babies are there, because they're in the presence of so many fathers who may not care or being accused of not caring, they're not able to tell the difference between the good ones and the bad ones, between the criminals and the men of God, the Muslims, the Jews, the Christians, the men that wake up every day,
Now, when I seen this, I couldn't believe my eyes, man. I ain't gonna lie, I could not believe my eyes. I was like, dang, man, what the hell wrong with Tyrese, man? You know, always, you know, since I seen Baby Boy, I was like, you know what, Tyrese might be a real hood nigga. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, he might be a real hood nigga when I seen him in Baby Boy, how he was moving, you know what I'm saying? How he put on his tough guy act and everything. But when I seen this, I was like, damn, man, a woman done fucked them up, bro. She fucked them up, bro. And when it come to kids, though, I understand. You lose your kids, you lose somebody that's dear to you. You in love with a woman try to take your kid from you, it could break you down.
To focus on one thing.
I just couldn't believe he did it on the internet. Like, look at him now. Look at him. Shayla Rock. And I feel him right there. If it's his baby that he lost, and that's why he was crying, because of his baby. So I didn't feel it necessary to laugh at his man or nothing like that, because it's about his baby. I just wish he wouldn't have did this on camera.
This is all I got. This is all I got. Don't take my baby, okay? I've been away from my baby for 2 months. I just want my baby. And no one's listening because no one's in the courtroom. I'm not doing anything illegal. But I don't want nobody. Oh my God, am I doing something illegal by doing this video, or am I protected by the First Right Amendment or the amendment?
See, and I now, even looking back at it, I even feel bad for him, you know what I'm saying? I still feel bad to this day, because this was a black man crying out for help. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't never felt how it felt to have your child taken away from you or something like that, to find yourself in a situation like that, have your child taken away, you don't know how you would react. Now, I would suggest to anybody not to bring your ass on the internet, because down the line, when you finally get things back together, you know, down the line, as you finally get your stuff back together, you don't want this type stuff coming back on you. You know what I'm saying? So,
don't take my baby. I'm at $13,000 a month. Don't take my baby. I'm at $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, my Shayla. Ain't nobody showing up for me. I got all these millionaire friends. I got billionaire friends. I've been there for you. Why nobody's there for me? Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. That's what I gotta do, baby. This is for you. This is for everybody, every man out there who's presented facts like me. Okay? I'm a married man. I moved on with my life. I do not hate her mother, because if I hate her mother, then that's saying a lot about how I feel about my own daughter. You can decide to make this about woman versus man. If that's the thing, that's going to be something that you come with. That's not I don't hate you, Norma. I don't know why you hate me, but I don't hate you. But you just can't wake up on September 11th and just decide to accuse me of doing something that I didn't do. And I haven't been able to say anything. Oh my God, I never cry. Let me ask all my niggas out there. Let me ask my niggas that really know me. Listen to me.
Now, I ain't gonna go through that whole thing, because it tears my heart back up all over again. Salute Helima, salute Steady Grinding, Deron B, salute Aries, salute everybody. I don't want this to be like I'm laughing at the man for this situation right here, because this situation right here is truly sad. You know what I'm saying? I can see myself crying if I lost my baby girl, even though I don't have, you know what I'm saying, a baby girl. But the way I love, you know what I'm saying, children, you know, like if having a child or whatever, because I know how I felt the couple of times I've had, you know, discrepancies with, you know, my son's mother. But we always managed to co-parent and work it out. But I've had brothers, I had friends, I've had, you know, cousins. I've seen guys that was their breaking point, their child. You know, if they don't get to actually, nah, you ain't wrong for laughing, man. It's in the future now. This is the man that got things worked out. So now it does just look funny. But I just wanted to point this out to y'all so y'all can remember the state of mind that he was in. And right now, what he's saying that when he was in this situation, he was medicated up. He was medicated up. He was full of medication and stuff like that. So this is the type of stuff he was going through. Now, let's skip to fast forward right now. Let's go fast forward because that's not what this is about. I just wanted y'all to see the state of mind he was in. So now we're going to fast forward to last week. Last week, he went on the Breakfast Club, and we're going to find out what it is that, he ended up having a little situation with DJ Envy, and I'll expound on it as we go. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So if you haven't heard about the situation between him and DJ Envy and DJ Envy's wife, you're going to hear it today on
to get $50 off NFL Sunday Ticket now on YouTube and YouTube TV.
Was said last week
today and watch.
Now, last week he kind of, in a better state of mind, and everything. He kind of confronted DJ Envy about how he felt about the situation. So let's check that out real quick. Fair use. I hope I don't get in trouble for, expounding over this. We'll try to do it the best way we can in a fair use way. Expound over it. So it got to the point where he had to block this man. Now we about to get to the point of why he had to block it, and then we're gonna switch videos because I want to show y'all something.
I think it's a lot of miscommunication between all of us, right? And I didn't respect it to the point where I blocked you in my chat because I didn't want to see Tyrese as that. That's not the man that was my brother.
Let's shoot bail because I think this is a great conversation because I think it's a lot of miscommunication between all of us, right? And you were going through a lot back then because you admitted that to me. Because when me and you had words.
Are we talking about psych man?
Yeah. It's a little bit of everything.
He was psych med. You said
psych med.
You hold your boy. They were drunk. They were out of it. Realistically, that's not who.
So he's saying that he was on psych med.
Spoke to my wife during that time at the text. I didn't like that, and I wanted to remember.
Okay, hold on. This is what I want y'all to hear.
I don't know.
So pretty much he's blaming it on the meds. You know what I mean? They trying to get an understanding. I can get how this thing get a little heated up. Oh damn! Already? Damn. So I guess we ain't gonna be able to hear that. We're just gonna have to listen to the audio. Damn, but they ain't playing about this content, boy. They ain't playing about this content. Hold on, I'm gonna just play the audio. I'm gonna just have to play the audio, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play the audio because it's picking up from the Breakfast Club. So I guess I can't expound over this. I guess I just got to play the audio. Hold up, y'all.
This is my gaming rig.
No, we still here, y'all. We still here. No. It's just that when you use if you use content from these channels like this, these guys these companies are real strict about how they let you use their content. So we're just gonna listen to the audio. We'll listen to the audio. Are we back up? Yeah, let's just listen to the audio real quick, and then we're gonna get on to the next. All right, mic check. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this audio real quick.
Don't know. Well, I never had a conversation with you because I never wanted to see you like that. The person who spoke to me on these texts, spoke to my wife during that time at the text, I didn't like that. And I wanted to remember Tyrese as a person that was my brother and helped my relationship. Not the
Can y'all hear that? Okay, I just started playing the audio. Let me know y'all can hear it.
Tyrese that I was going through. So I took a step back.
So you got the text messages of the psych man Tyrese?
He did that. Oh, crazy. Showed me until he sucked his dick before on that message.
He was talking crazy. Whoa. You know that. We had the conversation already. Guys. So he literally said, I don't remember it.
But I don't remember what
So that man might not remember when you telling him the SMD. I don't know. This nigga is crazy, man. These niggas talk gay even on a damn regular text. So pretty much Tyrese that said something where the man had to tell him the SMD.
I said, what made you say that?
But
Or
to this
made
point,
you feel that way?
But to this point, I took a step back because I didn't know what you were going through, and I tried to talk to you, and then I seen who you were, and I didn't even like who you were online. And to my point, I tried, and when I seen how you were talking this way, I said, I'm going to take a step back.
And you know when me and Tyrese had a comment.
How convenient?
How convenient?
Yeah, how convenient. Yeah, when the way you were talking, the way that you were,
How convenient. I stepped back.
what you mean?
I never stepped back from you.
I mean, it's right. You should have. But I never talked to your wife in a disrespectful manner, and you talked to mine in a disrespectful manner. And I never told nobody that. Even when you were on, and you could say you were on those psych meds, and you could say that you weren't. But as a man, some of the things that you said, Tyrese, deserved me to box your mouth. Well, you know what?
Wow. So this thing got kind of heated. Can you tell a man right there? Say he said that this man disrespected his woman, and some of the things that he said deserve for him to box his mouth. Some of the things he said, now, y'all got to remember, Tyreek really is from the hood. Tyreek really from, you know what I'm saying, L.A. I think he from Watts, South Central or something like that. So, you know, us as men, you have a light-skinned nigga tell you some shit like that, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you ready to throw hands. He just told this man he was ready to box his mouth. So, I'm a pause right there, y'all. Because as y'all just heard, DJ Envy was saying this because you disrespected my wife. So Tyrese, he kept it cool. You know, they end up, you know, having a decent conversation, all that stuff. You know, they kind of went back and forth. They laughed or whatever. And but then I guess when Tyrese left, he felt a different kind of way. And all week, and remember, y'all, this happened last week when he did this interview. So Tyrese has been going on Instagram, been going live on Instagram. Oh shit, this the wrong one. Tyrese has been going live on Instagram, and you know, since then, he's, you know, he's like, hey man, you lying, bro. I ain't said nothing out of the way of your woman and all that. And I'm about to show y'all what Tyrese had to say. I don't think I could get a copyright for playing this because this is off of his Instagram. So let's hear what he had to say. And I think even today he told the man he was being writing him he gonna write them a love letter, some shit.
All right, y'all. So
let's hear what he had to say in response to that after it done settled in what it is Envy actually said to him.
I've lost a little sleep since I've been home about a man accusing me of disrespecting his wife, as he said. Charlemagne in the background said, "What did he say?" I was wondering too. What did I say?
What did he say?
So of course, you know,
I was wondering too
about the iMessage, the iCloud.
I was wondering too. What the hell did that man say? I wanted to know. I was hoping that they was gonna say what it was that he said. What was disrespectful? You know, if y'all niggas gonna bring this shit up, y'all should let us know what it is that man said. What did he say? I want to know what that man said.
Gives you an opportunity to recall text messages, and I don't see nothing in the text messages directly into Envy or directly into his wife where I disrespected him or her. First of all, I think of all things that hurt me, anybody who knows me knows that I know and been around some of the most beautiful people, you know, girlfriends, baby mamas, wives. It's not even in my character to disrespect any man, specifically his wife. And yes, they can milk, not they, because I don't even know that his wife actually feels this way, but it's okay to milk the psych meds. Oh, you said a bunch of shit that you reckless. You know what? I'm still on my apology tour. Y'all seeing everything. I spoke about it in the interview. But I literally just...
And to make this clear, y'all, I think Tyrese is trying. He just put a new album out. Y'all know all this rhetoric go out when somebody got an album coming out.
Had to pull up some receipts. And I had to go and look at my phone and say, when...
My bad, John.
When is the last time we were actually communicating? And does anything about our communication feel like I actually disrespected his wife or him? Because whether I was on psych meds or not, you're not describing me. You're not describing me as a man. That was the most hurtful thing ever.
Yeah,
so amazing. Well, what did he say? Want to box you in the mouth. Hee hee ha ha. So listen,
he ain't like that shit. Hey, he done went home and thought about that shit.
Texting about it. I just want to show you the death. That says
he went home and thought about that shit.
DJ Envy wife, DJ Envy mission. Right?
DJ Envy wife, and then he put DJ Envy mission.
That's when I was on a mission to help any way I could to step in and help his marriage. And then, if you look here, that says August 23rd, 2022.
August 23rd, 2022.
This is a text chain with me, Envy, and his wife. Not 2017, 2018, where I supposedly disrespected his wife and I was blocked.
Now, he does have a point there because he said that they blocked him several years ago.
I got receipts.
You got receipts.
If your wife blocked me, if you blocked me, how are we communicating about anything? August 23rd, 2022. Now, let's go a little further.
Yeah, let's go a little further. Hold on, I'm going to make this a little bigger for y'all.
Here is some communication directly with your first lady.
Now this where it's about to get a little sketchy, and I don't think Tyrese know the skill of most people to how to zoom in and see what the hell you were talking about.
Okay. The last thing we were texting about was we were actually trying to figure out, because I told y'all I've been very uncomfortable about talking about what God used me to do and blah, blah, blah. Like, I did it as from my heart. I didn't know him. I don't have a history. He ain't my brother. We ain't family. We ain't childhood homies. So it was such a random assignment, and I ended up doing it. But for him to go on the airwaves and say, I want to do
he said such a random assignment. Okay.
You in the mouth because you disrespected my wife. My wife blocked you. I blocked you. And I just unblocked you a month ago. That's a fucking lie, bro.
Now that do seem to be a lie. Not even gonna lie about that.
That is a lie. Look at this, man.
Okay.
Me and your wife were communicating.
Now I got to do this because I can't rewind on that. But what I'm looking on here is, it seemed like you're doing way more texting than she is responding, and that might be where the problem is. Look here.
August 11th, 2022.
Look, I'm gonna try to catch it on the blue.
August 11th, 2012.
On the dates and everything.
Look, I said.
Now, right here. Look right here, y'all. This is way too many blues not to have any whites in between it. This means you're doing a little too much damn talking, boy. This means you're doing way too much talking, my guy. Like, hold on, bro. If she ain't responding, I ain't responding. That means you getting too much into this. Then we need you to salute, Cooley. You know what I'm saying? And I think that this man is a little bipolar or something like that, and he ain't realizing that's like, if this was your wife, sir, and you supposed to be a self-appointed counselor.
Said something that was 7 hours and 3 she said without
now
fail.
Look, she replied one time.
I got receipts.
She replied one time. I'm sending
right here images of my new Rolls Royce to your wife.
Now this is the suspicious part. Why are you trying to show off you're supposed to be counseling us. Why is you hitting me up, showing us cars and all this shit? He He gonna show his new island.
Like,
Hold on, let me show
I know y'all always got nice
all
cars
these
and
messages.
this and that.
Call me,
Like,
please. Call me.
If she blocked me, if I actually disrespected her, as you allege, and you felt the way, how are we communicating August 22nd, 2023? It's bullshit, bro. Like, that's like...
He missing the
look
point.
What your wife just texted back and said. Absolutely beautiful. Talking
that's
about
all
me purchasing the island in Turks and Caicos. That was August 23rd, 2023.
Now, he's talking about him purchasing the island. He already done showed that he just purchased this new Rolls Royce. You talking about you purchasing the island and all that shit. Hold up, homeboy. You supposed to be just counseling both of us. Don't be coming over here flexing to my woman, bro. And then you already came in singing this shit. Now that's enough to, I'm right here while you singing. So cool. But now you texting my wife like, yeah, look at the new Rolls Royce I done bought. Look at this new island I done bought. And if you read the messages, and I didn't catch this part until I was watching DJ Academics earlier. And DJ Academics, he better at this shit than me. But DJ Academics, he zoomed in on the messages. He went to somebody else's YouTube and he zoomed in on the messages. So he telling her, yeah, it was only three of them, and I got all three of them. So it's like, hold on, bro. Yeah, I know y'all like cars. Look at my new Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to show off to my wife that you got money. You just got a new island. You just bought an island. You just bought a car. You showing my wife you got more money than me. Boy, we going through some tough times. We going through some tough times. And here you in trying to flex in front of my woman. Come on, bro. Come on now, Tyrese. Now, bro, this is manipulative shit. This is what these rich niggas like to do. This is what these celebrities like to do. Now, DJ Envy ain't broke. Don't get me wrong, but DJ Envy ain't got island money. Tyrese got Fast and Furious money. And he's going through something, so he a little lonely himself. Right, and he getting accused of scamming and shit.
Come on, man.
Like he don't understand what it is. This man
and the last time that all three of us was on the text chain, we were actually going back and forth trying to figure out when can we finally do an IG live with all three of us finally talking about what God put on my heart to do on behalf of the marriage. So I'm going to ask you, sir, since all of this is played out for the public, did I disrespect your wife? Or did I not?
Yeah.
Because why would your wife be communicating and responding with me with all the good energy that it's always been? And why would you be communicating with me and your wife on a text chain? And why am I texting you directly and you're responding? There is no problem. There is no disrespect. Just be a man and say, when you went through the same shit that I was going through, I just needed an out. I needed to just like, yo, I'm not fucking with none of that. Just say it. And then here's the last thing that nobody knows. When I had my psych med meltdown, it was around 2017 because I woke up to the news September 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And probably like a month later is when this goofy ass psychiatrist gave me the psych med saying it's going to help you to calm down and stabilize your mood, and it fucked me up. The psych med episode had already came and went. Me and my ex were still together over a year and a half after the whole thing went down. Me, you, and your wife have been on calls. We've been texting. We've been communicating. And we've been good. So for you to say...
This nigga just included himself into another man's marriage. Pretty much. This nigga said, me, you, and your wife. You sound like Damn D. You, me, and KB. Me, you, and KB. You just inserted yourself in this man's marriage because, you know, he took your help. He took the little song and all that. Cool. He took the song. But come on, bro. Now you trying to me, you and your wife, like y'all had some kind of, like you was the third wheel. Now, let's go to Exhibit C real quick. Because DJ Envy calls his wife on yesterday on live, you know, to get her account of things. So let's hear what it was when DJ Envy calls his wife or whatever. On live, dude. Okay, hello. Let me let y'all hear it real quick. Now, this is DJ Envy's response to what Tyrese just said.
You know, I didn't because you said some things.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Make sure.
And this is where the teeth builds, right?
This is the song that burns. Jesus Christ, man.
So Tyrese was on the Breakfast Club last week, and he was talking about some of the things that he didn't like about the Breakfast Club, and he said that he was upset that we didn't check on him when he was going through his problems, because when I was going through my problems with my wife, you know, when we were at our lowest, he was there to help. And I told him during that conversation, you know, I didn't.
What more do you want from me?
My wife and myself that I thought was disrespectful. He said we didn't check up on him. We checked up on him numerous times. I guess after the interview, everything was good. He apologized. We left on a positive note. But I guess when he got back home, maybe he read the comments, maybe social media, whatever it was.
Yeah, he definitely read those comments. Everybody like, damn, you gonna let a nigga talk about he was gonna box you in your mouth and all that type shit, nigga? Hey, it probably was his homeboy from Cali, his homeboy from out there in Watson, South Central. Like, hold on, homie, you gonna let this light skinned nigga tell you he'll box you in your mouth and all that shit? So that nigga ego kicked in.
I guess after the interview, everything was good. He apologized.
Oh yeah, she definitely enjoyed making DJ Envy a little jealous.
No, but I guess when he got back home, maybe he read the comments, maybe social media, whatever it was. He got into a fit, and one post he started crying and said we don't respect his mental. And then yesterday he did a whole long video and he called me a liar.
But for him to go on the airwaves and say I wanted to box you in the mouth because you disrespected my wife blocked you, I blocked you.
I told you, is that shit talking about you gonna box the man in the mouth? Somebody got in that nigga head.
And I just unblocked you a month ago. That's a lie, bro. Me and your wife were communicating August 11, 2022. I got receipts. Did I disrespect your wife or did I not? With shit.
You kind of disrespected that man's wife, man. I ain't gonna say you disrespected his wife. I think what DJ Envy really wanted to say is you disrespected my marriage. I think that would have been a better assessment of it. That would have been a better assessment of it. Because when he said you disrespected my wife, it kind of make it sound like you called her a bitch or a hoe, or, you know, you tried to violate her or something.
Putting that in what you said. You didn't say box him in your mouth. You said I want to box you in your mouth.
Right.
I want to.
So
these niggas are gay, bro. For real, for real. Everything Charlamagne could think of gay as hell, that nigga just gonna say it. They was doing a whole bunch of shit.
To answer Tyrese, yes, he was blocked. And the reason I know he was blocked is because he had Charlamagne and myself on a group text, and I never replied because I didn't see it. He did speak to my wife, and he wanted me and my wife to go on live, and he wanted to ish on his ex Samantha. He wanted to ish on his wife. And I actually texted him, and I said, good morning. No, I'm passing on this. I prayed on it. Wasn't in the cards. Stay blessed. Have an amazing day. Right? Because I didn't want to be a part of him ishing on his wife. Right?
And it seemed like Tyrese is really emotional. He feel like, well, just like he said in that video, I was there for y'all. Why y'all ain't there for me? You know what I'm saying? It's like he expect people to be there for him because he came there for them. You know what I mean? So I think when he was going through his little situation, he didn't like that they were dissing him instead of, you know, stepping up for him. I mean, goddamn, being a millionaire got to be a lonely, lonely fucking life. Unless you got family, I don't give a damn how much money you got. It could get lonely at the top, as I'm seeing right now.
So then he said I was lying and he never said anything disrespectful to my wife. Well, what he actually did was, when they were talking, he was one of those dudes, and we all know that guy that tries to plant those seeds. If you had a man like me, it wouldn't have went down like that. I would have.
See, now the truth is coming out. DJ Envy ain't say nothing the first time. See, if it was me, girl, if it was me, man, he was dead wrong for that, man. Yeah, that nigga, yeah. That nigga was planting them seeds. And this is what every man fears. You know our relationship is in shambles. You know my woman is vulnerable. She out there came and heard you sing, and that's when you probably got to see how she looked and all that shit like that. Now you got her personal phone number. You know she won't talk to me. So you just gonna come and jump in her ear with all kind of shit. Say, I was driving and couldn't type, but what part of showing cars in the island is helping someone marriage? Right, Brittany Smith? Exactly. Because say I'm married, right? And me and my wife going through it where she's so mad at me, she won't even talk to me. I'm going through hell, boy. I'm sick. And I got a nigga that, a famous nigga, a singer. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it looked like you helping me at first, but then you go to texting my wife, well, you know, yeah, now that was me, girl. I would have did this. I would have sung to you. If you was my woman, you would be on this private island with me. We'll be all hugged up. We'll be driving down California. We'll be driving on Malibu Beach with the top down on this new Rolls Royce. You see my new Rolls Royce? Boy, you ain't slick. Boy, you is not slick. I don't like DJ Envy, but I got to take his side on this one. God damn, boy. You tried to pull a slick one on that man's wife.
Never. And I never said anything. I'm going to tell you why I never said anything. I never said anything because, yes, Tyrese was there and he did help save my marriage. And I was like, I just don't want to ish on that. So I just kept it quiet and I just stepped away from him. Because it's difficult because you have somebody that helped, but then you also have somebody that's trying to hurt. But me and my wife accepted the help side, and he opened us up to a place where, you know, we were able to fix our relationship and fix our marriage, and our marriage is even stronger now. Then I got a text, July 8th, 2022. You got the text? I just sent you the text, right? That's somebody that works for Tyrese. You see that text? Now, I never mentioned anything to anybody that he flirted with my wife. What does that text say?
I'm not reading this.
It says, yo, DJ Envy blessings. Stay away from Tyrese, bro. He tried to destroy my marriage and career. He will do the same to y'all. Please, I'm open to talk to you. I'm not trying to gain anything from this. I'm just sick of the devil, and I refuse to know what I know and not tell good people what's up with that cat.
So this is probably what got in DJ Envy head. Like, damn, this nigga, you know, out of the blue, because he already suspecting this. He looking at it, because imagine you sitting beside your woman and you getting a text from Tyrese and, you know, all this crazy shit. He's showing the islands and cars and talking about what you would do if you was her man and all that. You know, trying to plant this seed in her head. Then somebody else hit you up like, hey, man, this nigga tried to do the same shit to me. You gotta watch that nigga. Naturally, you gonna watch this nigga.
Please stay away. He will try and get your wife. What's the date of that?
July 8, 2022.
July 8, 2022. So
he actually said, please stay away. He was trying to get you anyway.
Right. Sure. But that just shows that's him as a person. Then the guy, when he posts his picture and tells you his name, tells you who his wife is, tells you the people he knows, he says, I want you to be real because that's what Tyrese said. He did it to me, flirting with my wife, and he's doing it with you. He had no idea because I don't even know this gentleman.
I don't know why y'all didn't have that conversation when you were just up there.
Because I didn't want to disrespect him. I was like, I'm just gonna tell him what it is and leave it at that. He apologized.
He didn't want Tyrese to jump over that table. He didn't want to trigger that nigga. You in the room with that nigga now.
And he said it was the psych meds. Remember, it's the psych meds. Oh my God, I would never. Oh, no. Boom-ish.
Y'all lied to me. We sat here and had a whole hour and 30-minute conversation, and now you saying all of this stuff after the fact. Tyrese saying all of this stuff after the fact.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. Let's call my wife, please.
Oh God.
So DJ Envy gonna let his wife explain what was going on.
Am I on the radio?
Yes, you are. You're on the radio. Tyrese is calling me a liar. For people that don't know, I stopped talking to Tyrese, and there was a reason why I stopped talking to Tyrese. Not because only did I think he was a bozo and full of ish, but also because of the way that I felt he was talking and conducting business with my wife. So I'm going to step back, and I want Charlamagne to ask the questions. I want you to...
Not getting involved in this in no way, shape, or form. This is good morning, Gia, by the way. Okay.
Good morning.
This is a conversation between a husband and a wife, and why the husband stopped talking to somebody, and why the wife stopped talking to somebody. So the husband and wife would have a conversation. I'm sitting back watching the Casey Crew live. Go.
Good question. So just for people that don't know, Tyrese helped save our relationship when we were going through probably our lowest point, and I cheated. Tyrese came in and really helped us and guided us through our relationship, correct?
Yes, he did. Absolutely.
And then we got to a point where we stopped talking to Tyrese. I even blocked Tyrese, and I wanted to box his mouth, as I said the other day. And can you explain to the people why
What, the box
we
his mouth?
stopped talking to Tyrese?
Well, we stopped talking to Tyrese on 2 different occasions. Once.
Now, she said they stopped talking to him on 2 different occasions.
Many years ago, when he did do that amazing thing for us. He and I became friends, and we were very cool, and we spoke often. And a lot of times you'd be laying in the bed next to me while I was talking to him. And
a lot of the time she would be laying next to her husband. So of course, when another man texts, he gonna be like, what that nigga saying? But he can't, of course it's boiling him up because he can't ask his woman who that is texting you, because you just cheated. So you don't get the right to ask your woman and all that shit. Who that is, who this nigga texting, why that nigga texting and shit. Right now you walking on thin ice. You can't even ask that question. So I'm pretty sure DJ Envy, his antenna was up real quick. Like,
first, everything was cool, but for me, it got to a point where it became inappropriate and uncomfortable, where I felt as though lines were being crossed, and you felt as though lines were being crossed, and we both decided that we were going to take a step back. And you know, there was times where I felt like he was extremely demanding of my time and of my attention.
Extremely demanding of her time and her attention. Now that kind of makes sense when we look at those text messages that he was pointing out. And like I pointed out, you see all that blue. So you see all that where he was saying, hey, I got something really to tell you. I got something to tell y'all. This is what those messages were saying. Please call me, please, call me. This nigga text like 7 times back to back. You don't be doing that to no married woman. Bro, you ain't got nothing to tell us that bad. Chill, bro. I heard you the first time. You showing me islands and cars and all that shit.
Where if I didn't give him my time and my attention, he would get very angry, get very upset, and let me know what his expectations were of me. And, you know, at that time, I didn't feel as though he was going through any mental issues. I didn't feel as though he was facing any mental challenges at that time. I know that he does go through things, and I know that he has been on medication, but at that time I felt as though he was very clear-minded and everything seemed cool. But when I started to feel uncomfortable and you started to feel uncomfortable, we took a step back.
But what lines were crossed? People will be like, well, what lines did he cross?
Yeah, I want to know too. What lines were crossed?
You know, I don't really feel comfortable being specific. Because at the same time, I still do have a respect for him. I know that you still do have a respect for him. I would feel more comfortable just being general and saying that, you know, there was flirting and inappropriate compliments for a woman who's married.
Now, I can respect her for not going down that dirty road. She could have definitely really blasted him out, you know. So she tried to keep it very classy. Salute to her.
Okay. I respect
Is that fair to say?
Yeah,
Is that fair to say?
I don't have respect for him though, but yeah, no, I get it, and you do it, and you know, I appreciate that. What do you?
How did you see it?
No, I know. No, I know that you're. I know that everything that's going on right now, and I know that he's being boisterous about it. I haven't been on Instagram the last 2 weeks because we've been really busy, but you know, you told me some things, but I haven't really seen it firsthand, so it's not going to affect me the same way it's affecting you because I haven't seen it. But what I can say is that very clear lines were crossed.
I get it.
How did you see it?
There's certain things that you don't say to a man's wife. There's certain things that you don't say to a man's girlfriend. There's certain things that you don't say in a flirtatious way. And I told you what he said. You spoke to my wife yesterday, so you know what he said.
So that's why you wanted to box. That's why you said I'll box your mouth.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to box him out. Just certain things you don't play with somebody's wife like that. And
you upset that he wasn't flirting with you, and then you wish he before.
A little bit. No, so you play it too much. But no. When it comes to it, I look at it like this. Tyrese did help save my marriage, and I have a respect for him for that. That's the reason why instead of going at him, I just let it go. I just not so spoke to him anymore until he starts going up. Now, I don't know if he has a record to sell. He's trying to push his record or whatever it may be.
And I think that's what it is, too. At first, I was feeling Tyrese. I was like, okay, man, you know, he just tried to do something, you know, nice or whatever. But then I thought about it. I was like, hold on, nigga, you ain't no motherfucking marriage counselor. Talking my God sent you to talk to me and my wife. Just let us break up. Yeah, just let us break up. Yeah, you don't need to be. Now you can appreciate having a dude come in and sing your wife back into your life, because that pretty much probably did it right there. But then, you know, he probably was expecting DJ Envy to do something else fucked up. So DJ Envy would have did one more thing. If he'd have did one more thing, boy, he would have had her.
I just don't like it. And the reason I don't like it is that man was up here. He was in our faces. We had a conversation. After the conversation, we let things go. It's just always weird when people do that. They go home and now all of a sudden they do other things. We just had a conversation. He was just here for an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was strange.
You know, but and I'm sorry to wait. I know you got to get the kids to school. I know two got to go to school.
So I'm going to stop that part right there. So, you know, his wife came up. She said what she had to say. And, you know, DJ Envy really told what it was. Like, nah, dude, I just felt like you were just flirting. So I don't think he actually disrespected her by calling her out her name or something like that. But I think what it was, you know, he was just, you showing off the cars, you showing off the island. Everybody's like, hold on, why would you be doing that? And every man knows what you was trying to do. Every man can see what you were trying to do. You seen that man wife. You probably like, man, this nigga a sucker. He probably don't play none of your records anyway. He from New York. And, you know, he's an R&B singer. He's an R&B singer. Alpha male. R&B singer. You know, so, hey, I see what's going on. Yeah, what just happened was just happened. Her calling and doing that over the radio, that happened yesterday. And the whole thing with him coming up on the Breakfast Club, that happened last week. But when it was a few years ago when they claimed they stopped talking to him, it was a few years ago when he had that epic meltdown and divorce that he went through. And he's still out here getting on camera crying and shit. Y'all don't believe me? Here, let me play with this nigga still getting on camera crying. Here it is right here.
Thinking about obvious things.
Now this nigga get on camera and he gets in these old deep voices and all this shit. He want to talk all goddamn humble and shit. Hold on, I'm gonna speed this up because the nigga want to talk so slow on this.
I must be triggered. I must be annoyed. You know, I got people like check on Tyrese. Y'all go check on him. Y'all know that was a very, very hard conversation to have. Some very big, some very disappointing reveals.
Trying to give us signs of love making.
That I wish both DJ Envy and Charlamagne had made for me for the last 5 years, as I've been going through too many things. I'm gonna make a choice.
He's starting to sound like a narcissistic person, a narcissistic alpha male himself. You know, they want every woman. They think that they God's gift to women, and then they start making themselves the victim. You know what I mean? So you start to see the signs. At first you feel sorry for them, and then you realize that they actually the problem. We're starting to notice these patterns of these type of people. You can't be fooled by them. Can't be fooled by them. Ladies, y'all get fooled by these type of niggas all the time. This is why a lot of ladies get left with babies. Cause these niggas are smooth now. These niggas are real smooth. But when you dig a little deeper, you find out they full of shit.
Wish to leave this shit alone. Y'all know. I've been born and raised in LA.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta show y'all this part real quick. I can't just let y'all hear this part. I think I can show a little bit of this part. It ain't by the Breakfast Club or nothing, so it shouldn't be, ain't no major YouTuber, so they ain't gonna, I don't think I could get flagged about this. So hold on, I gotta show y'all this part. Cause I about died at this part. What is it? A minute and 20 seconds. So you see right through his shit. He had me at first, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Then I was like, oh, this nigga hell, boy. This nigga's a motherfucker. He had me at first, boy. He almost got her.
Choice to leave this shit alone. Y'all know, when you born and raised in LA. When you born and raised in Watts in South Central LA. See, it's one thing to know hood, it's another thing to be a hood. And y'all know, real know. The moment that he said, I should box you in your mouth or whatever. It took everything in me to stay seated in that seat. Charlamagne was clever because he knew that they've been going at me for 5 years.
So hold up. You just in the same breath say, you know, I'm a hood nigga. Nigga say you gonna bust me in my mouth. Then you start crying? Bro, come on, bro. We can't let you get away with that, bro. Nah, bro. You can express yourself without fucking crying, bro. Oh man, yeah, Carl, I think it's about that time real quick. It's about that time. We need to switch up the audio real quick. Yeah, we got to switch up the audio real quick. This shit has to get the background. Damn, bro. Let me back this up just a little bit. This nigga literally started crying on camera again.
Born and raised in Watts in South Central LA. See, it's one thing to know hood, it's another thing to be a hood. And y'all know, real know. The moment that he said, I should box you in your mouth or whatever. It took everything in me to stay seated in that seat. Charlamagne was clever because he knew that they've been going at me for 5 years. And I responded only a few times publicly, but for the most part, they knew that I was coming. And they knew that we was going to have that conversation.
Yeah, I could give him a pass for crying about his daughter. But now you crying because the nigga said he gonna box you in the mouth and you didn't want to go ahead and throw hands because you done been to therapy.
So everybody that's speaking to the same thing that I've spoke to, you're this voice, you got books, you're this champion, outspoken man that represents all things mental health. And yet I've lost count of the amount of times that he's contributed to the stresses in and around my mental health.
Wow. So you gonna blame this man for your mental health? He said, I can count all the times he's, contributed to my mental health. Boy, this nigga just went full victim, boy. This is not Jody, y'all. This can't be Jody. But he like a real life Jody though. Like this like the real life Jody, because Jody was emotional as a motherfucker.
Around my mental health. From being insensitive or just deciding to talk about a man that he actually knows. Never said he was my friend. Never said we were childhood homies. Like I mentioned to Envy, I feel like I know y'all enough to have some type of an expectation. You guys just have a heart, man.
Just have a heart.
Able to say, man, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to come home to an empty house, no wife, and your child get taken from you while you.
Is there a heart in the house tonight? Is there a heart in the house tonight? Oh Lord. So now we can laugh at your ass. Because you're no longer talking about your child, you're no longer talking about your wife. You are upset because somebody decided to kick you out of their relationship. Now this man contribute to your depression and all that shit. Boy, a professional victim. He turned into a professional victim all in one. Like I say, I was understanding that first, but then I had to think about it. I'm like, hold up. I got to think about this with my woman. If this was my woman, but I want a nigga singing and trying to wine and dine and all on the phone talking about, I wouldn't be here if that was me. Trying to show off cars and shit, knowing that this woman could potentially take all of my shit. She could potentially already divorce me, take my kids, take all my shit. It looked like you wanted this man to feel how you was feeling. You wanted this man to feel how you feeling, lose his wife and lose his kid because another nigga done took his woman. Because I believe that's what happened to you. Another nigga took your woman. And I think he wanted to put that pressure on another dude. And he found the perfect opportunity, man. Boy, Los Angeles. The homes of the Los Angels.
That he's contributed to the stresses in and around my mental health. From being insensitive or just deciding to.
For being insensitive.
Talk about a man that he actually knows.
Talk about a man that.
My friend.
Talk about a man that he actually knows. He said he was my friend. Nigga, y'all just said y'all ain't know each other. You ain't grow up with this man. You ain't had no kind of relationship. You heard a nigga on the internet that lost his girl because he cheated. And you done flew clean across the country. You could have had any woman out there in California. This nigga found a man in a happy, well, not a happy home. Man, this nigga ain't shit, but I ain't gonna lie. I ain't lying.
Yeah, we were childhood homies. Like I just.
Now he talking about the man was insensitive and all that. Boy.
Or just deciding to talk about a man that he actually knows. Never said he was my friend. Never said we were childhood homies. But like I mentioned to Envy, I feel like I know y'all enough to have some type of an expectation of you guys to just have a heart and just simply be able to say, man, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to come home to an empty house, no wife, and your child get taken from you
You tried to make that man. You tried to bring that to that man's reality. Talking about, I just need y'all to be insistent. I can't imagine not coming home to a wife and your kid been taken away from hell. 75% of the black men in America, that's their reality, sir. That's their damn reality. Hell, 75% of men, period. Shit. Damn near every man. It ain't too many motherfuckers get to keep their wife and child because of our addiction. Men's addiction. Well, most men's addiction. And that's not being able to keep their goddamn dick in their pants. Or being broken. And coming to a woman already broken. And then when she gone, she gone.
While you're out of town.
A woman would love to shut your ass, but once you break that trust and that love and all that, well, you just make her feel you too soft or not man enough.
Just have a heart. Do your job. Talk your shit. I get it. But never lose sight of mental health and never lose sight of what it must, not what it feels like to go home to no wife. What it must feel. See, when you actually have empathy and you have a heart, you put yourself in other people's shoes. And you, as a man of integrity, you make the decision to not beat a man down with your words when you see that they're already down. You make that choice. And they've been through some shit, some real shit. And Envy is currently going through some real shit.
He coming right back, but he
to not beat anybody down. Down.
He's talking about the scamming, y'all. This nigga over here really crying, y'all. He's acting like
man on getting emotional on live. Y'all know I could use my words. Y'all know that I could make the choice to go with both of them. I don't know.
Man, you might as well, bro. You might as well, bro. If this ain't it.
The choice that I'm gonna make is to wish them well in their careers, their marriage, their family, everything. I want the best for them.
You want the best for them? Bruh, come on, bro. You're doing too much now. You're doing too much now. You want them to feel how you feel because, you know, you got to come in a mansion. No wife, no, you know, child or whatever. You free to do whatever you need to do. You want us to feel bad for you while we struggling to pay our damn bills. And you got Fast and Furious money coming in. You can get probably 90, I'll say 85 to 90% of the women walking through California. And those are beautiful women. I'm talking about the top tier women. Top tier women. Now, I know most of the women, they're going to look at you as a bag. No, we get it. But there's some women around there that just ain't looking for a bag. But I think he's broken. I ain't no counselor. I ain't no psychologist or nothing. I'm just giving my, you know, diagnosis. I think this man's so broken that he's scared to trust another woman that tell him, oh, I don't want your money. I don't want this. Because as he says, she signed a prenuptial agreement. And I should play that part about the prenuptial agreement. I just can't remember exactly where it's at. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to play it. But he later explained in that interview that he signed in a prenuptial agreement that, you know, that was damn near airtight. But this woman is going through overtime right now to break that shit. Now she wants some money. I think she started asking for 20 grand a month. Probably want a half of everything. But when she came into the relationship, she just, you know, she was telling me, oh, I don't want nothing. I'm good. It might be this video where she came in and said it. I mean, when he says that.
I really do. I want a family.
Keep getting out. Nigga, we can see you wiping your eyes, bro.
I want the best for them. I really do. I want to say thank you to Jess I hope they officially add you to the show, and I hope nobody attacks you or come at you, because you actually had the only heart in the room. So I'm in the middle of expressing my vulnerabilities and all this stuff that I've been carrying and festering from certain things that they've said and choices they've made and how they went about being insensitive about my stuff. I appreciate Jess for just stepping in and wanting to keep the conversation. Definitely didn't plan on getting emotional live, but it's all fresh. One thing y'all need to know is I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna get through this process. I'm gonna take this journey.
What journey? What process? What are you going through now, sir? We lost. We lost. How did you become the victim? That man just protected his marriage that was already on thin ice. Like I said, it made it stronger. They appreciate your help. You said you didn't want nothing out the deal. Why is your feelings hurt all of a sudden? I'm a little lost now.
I'm gonna have to grow, get fresh. One thing y'all need to know is I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna get through this process. I'm gonna take this journey.
Yeah, and he got a woman.
Grow up.
He want everybody else's woman though.
When you think of life, you're gonna have to start thinking of stock. And there's areas of stock in your life where the value is low. There's some areas that you really gotta grow in. Then there's those areas where the stock is really high. And for everybody who knows me, and for everybody who turned on me, never called, never checked on me, never came, never tried to pull up on me, never tried to come put their eyes on me and make sure I was good.
This boy lonely, boy.
I know one thing's for sure. As y'all have watched this Breakfast Club interview, y'all was happy as a motherfucker. I never called your name. Y'all was at home like, everything that I'm describing about Envy or Charlemagne, I could have easily mentioned you. You turned your back on me too, and I never turned on you. I went above it.
He's talking about other people. They glad he didn't mention their name about other people who turned their back on him too. So he's more upset that he feel like some people turned their back on him. This kind of sound like that Panda Coon the other day. When he was talking about how he about to kick out the lady for not having rent for 8 months. And then he turned around and made himself the victim. I do so much for so many people. It's all about me now. It's about to be all about me now. Boy, these folks, boy. Yeah, Hollywood, boy, Hollywood.
And beyond for you too. And you never even simply checked on me. You were at home.
Industry full of snakes.
Don't let this nigga bring me up or bring me into the conversation. Don't worry about it. You're good. You know what you did. And you know what you didn't do. And you know what you should have did that you never did. Yeah, okay, what the hell?
So, like I said, he's blaming somebody else. And let me see if I can get to that part where, without maybe getting struck, where he was describing their prenuptial agreement. We'll go over that part before I get out of here. Just so we can get a clear understanding, what a brokenness at in this boy. Yeah, women, this is for y'all to understand. Y'all need to pay attention to these type of motherfuckers. And I know it's hard to see this type of shit. It's hard to not see this type of shit. Because, there's some women out here just manipulating too.
I never talk to your wife in a disrespectful manner, and you talk to mine in a disrespectful manner. I never told nobody that. If you would say you were on those site names and you could say that you wanted to, but as a man, some of the things that you said, Tyrese deserve me to watch your mouth.
Oh, shit.
No, we were talking. This is something that I wanted to say. Since he wants to be, well, why? And I'm telling him why. You said disrespectful shit to my wife. What do you mean? It's neither here nor there. To the point where my wife doesn't call me back anymore. It's a point when you start talking site names, me and my wife had a conversation. She said, well, maybe Tyrese was one of those messages when he said. But if you ever text me my wife, you can't text me because I just unblocked you. You had about a month ago. We were talking. You told me that you were on the site names, and this is what it was. Yeah, that's what made me unblock you. So that was the reason why I stopped talking to you and will not.
So he just said that he just unblocked him a month ago or whatever. Now he already showed that wasn't true. So I gotta believe Tyreek on that side.
I reach out to me because I'm like, I don't want to remember my brother as that. Maybe you are going confronts. So if somebody talks, if I talk to your wife, disrespectful, I don't expect you to come check on me. Oh, that's how I thought at that time.
You didn't have a lot of people.
But maybe I should have been at this.
No, listen.
This is happening about
Listen, and I'm going to say this, because this is not the first time I've said this. Things that I said and did, the people that I rubbed the wrong way, things that I posted, my conduct overall, that was literally out of my control. I literally prayed that people could find it in their heart to not hold me to something that I said and did while I was literally out of my mind.
Now, I cannot accept that, Tyrese. See, as an adult, whether you was on the drugs or not, bro, so you can't get on somebody's phone and say, "Girl, you looked good in that goddamn in them pants earlier today," and you know that's a married woman, and you supposed to be helping us in our relationship. Not saying that he said that, but I think that they're describing something where he gave her compliments, because she said he gave her inappropriate compliments, and they felt like he clearly crossed the line. So, you know, if say you texting my wife and you thinking you texting me and you texting my wife and you thinking that me and you and my wife then got so cool that now you can start complimenting her. She can look good as a motherfucker. Don't tell her that, motherfucker. Stay out of my goddamn. You need to stay out of that, because the minute you start telling my wife she look good, that's the minute I know that you starting to see more than just as being a counselor. See, when we go get a counselor, we need a fat white woman or a fat white man. We don't need nobody attractive in the middle of it. That's too much, especially when somebody done cheated. We don't need nobody we don't need no motherfuckers in the middle of it singing and, you know, showing islands and fucking Rolls Royces and shit. Being in the, you know, singing those songs. We don't need none of that shit going on. Ladies, if your man cheating, then all of a sudden y'all counselor is Beyonce. Yeah, that ain't gonna make you feel better about your man coming back. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no man want no counselor, no Tyrese as they goddamn counselor to their woman when they woman vulnerable right now. That's just the way it goes, brother. And you can't find the problem where the problem at right here.
And if we could expect God to give us grace, we should always extend that same grace. So what I'm saying to you is, everybody clearly could see that something is going on. This is not, something's happening. Crying video, what more do you want from me? Something's happening. And so now, when you're out of your mind, you don't go on Instagram and say, "I just got off the phone and Will Smith is sending me $5 million."
What's good, Jimmy?
You don't call Jay and say, "I ain't gonna kill him." Don't push him.
The nigga was trying to even hit. The nigga was even trying to fuck Will Smith's wife, even though she was, you know, fucking on. She didn't want to fuck no nigga her age. She wanted her a young nigga, because remember Jada had this same kind of story about goddamn that Augustine nigga. She had the same kind of story. You know what I'm saying? She was going through this and that, and she ended up all depressed and sliding on another nigga shit. Because she had a counselor. She went and got a counselor. The counselor, unlicensed counselor. Salute 421 TV. Salute Jimmy. She went and got an unlicensed counselor, and he happened to be an R&B singer. Keep the motherfucking R&B singer away from your motherfucking woman.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm saying, literally, I don't do anything for anybody expecting anything in return.
See, and he literally had the only woman in the room on his side because she felt sympathy. But when she go and think about it, she gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I see what this nigga doing."
But to say, you know what? I know that if my divorce had ultimately happened, I don't really know that I'd be sitting in front of Envy right now. So now extend that grace to me to say, I'm gonna put myself in Tyrese's shoes. Whether it's drunk, whether it's sight meds, that's my brother. And when I leave this station, I still get to go home to a wife and a family. And for whatever reason, this nigga didn't even know my name. He was Envy. Your wife was on the phone, beautiful. You know, Rashawn. I was like, who was that? Yeah.
Now you heard him. He said your wife was on the phone. Beautiful. See, he sees my wife too damn beautiful, bro. You see, if you're gonna do this counseling thing, you're gonna have to do it with your eyes closed. No man don't want. We know our woman is beautiful. We don't need you telling us, because that's where it lets us know that it done went past the just helping. It done went to an attraction.
So everything that happened the way it did. And in my mind, I didn't look at it any other way but doing God's work. And in this room, in this situation, let's see this planet. So if my name ever come across the desk, if there's anything that y'all have to report, that you got the room to report, you got things that you got a job to do. But the grace and the energy that I'm feeling from what's being reported doesn't feel like there's any connectivity to me at all.
Well, you know why now? The interview was upset. I'm not gonna lie, I felt the way I told him this about, coming down there and doing the interview that never came out. I felt like my time was wasted.
And that wasn't on me. You know that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we both had our real issues that were just petty shit. That's all. But we love you. And that's what brothers do. And you apologize to me for wasting my time. So I apologize publicly to you for not showing you that grace when we were doing those.
Listen, it's like I said, y'all have a job to do, man.
So, his real issue was, them not, God's work. Yeah, that's how them preachers get in your woman. Yeah, I'm gonna do God's work. God's work. While they trying to make your woman climax, they doing God's work. Nah, nigga, you doing the devil's work. Let me see if I can get to the part where he speaks on his marriage.
Oh yeah, I think ultimately with all this energy that's happening, we're already getting some different kind of phone calls. They want this to go away because all the other people that have had racist experiences at Home Depot, which where we're home.
He was talking about the Home Depot shit.
I want to make it seem like I'm leaving Home Depot despite home. To not hold me to anything that I said or text you with while I was literally out of my mind. And hold me to a person that y'all got to know throughout this entire process. So if I suddenly became something else and y'all don't even recognize me, most people don't recognize me. I'm still on an apology tour for the damage that I caused. My relationship with Will Smith is still beautiful, but it'll never be the same because the whole Smith family woke up to all the energy that they did. And like of all people in my life, you know how public I've been about how Will Smith has changed my life. Of all people, that's the last person that should have woke up to all this energy about, that thought. Like, oh, Will Smith got $5 million. It was, I said, Samantha was pregnant when she wasn't. It was all kind of shit that was just happening. And
so he said he tried to say the woman was pregnant. Y'all know how most of the time a woman will try to say they pregnant so you won't leave them. This nigga tried to put a baby inside the woman. Shit. But this nigga had it bad. You sure he ain't the nigga that song no, that was Usher. Nigga Usher should have gave that song to him.
And then this is the part that I've never said publicly. Imagine being so out of your mind on site methods, which I've never taken in my life. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything as a gateway into drugs. Smoke.
Go ahead, you say you smoke hookah and what else?
Okay, so smoke hookah. But so there's nothing about me pertaining to my own system that is now prepared for a bigger thing, drug-wise, drinking-wise, if it would ever happen. So you put something in my system, it's not only going to have adverse, it's going to have the most extreme adverse effects, and it ended up playing out for the world to see. Yeah, I got a 12-minute video on the internet that I never knew I filmed, that was uploaded and was on the internet for 3 straight months. I was a meme, I got the ugliest crying faces of all time, and it became the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me ever. And I did.
Yeah, we watched that, and yeah, that was bad, sir. That was bad.
Even though I did it. And I didn't know the jokes was flying. I didn't know that what more do you want from me?
What more do you want from me?
Out there. And then when the psych meds finally got out of my system, as a person, and this is something that I want y'all to really, really hear me on this. Why don't you drink? Why don't you do drugs? Why don't you fuck around?
Let me speed up.
So business, movie, franchise, and relationship. Listen, because you're going through some shit, don't mean you gotta get into some psych meds and fuck up every relationship.
You like that now? You go back up?
No, he ain't like that.
You know why I can't lie? Because Andy still feels the way. And I ain't seen this brother since it all happened. And I don't even know when I text this brother or his wife. Well, so I'm here still on an apology tour. This is 2017.
But I will say this, as far as I'm concerned, it's over. We had a conversation. I'm sure my wife will feel the same way. But you're right. And the reason I say that is and I'm not going to bring it back. I'm going to tell you what my mind frame was. I had somebody that worked for you call me up. And what I felt what happened to me must have did to him as well. And we'll talk honestly what it was. And that just made me say, let me take a step away. Just think about how many times I was in the lane and be like, hey, come on, trip. Because I just didn't know who you were as a person. Because when I looked at you as a big bro, right? And when I was going through my problems, you would call, you would check your email, check on you. And this is not to people to understand. It wasn't that 2 in the afternoon. I just called me 4 in the morning before work. When I'm driving to work, you told me on the way to work, make sure I'm good. And my wife right after, make sure she's good. They called me in the middle of the show, had talking to me. And it's our conversation. Like my moment.
It's like that nigga was clocking that nigga, but that nigga was calculated. He calling this nigga on his way to work 4 o'clock in the morning. So that means you had to be up like 1 o'clock in the morning. and you calling me, make sure I'm good. You calling my wife, make sure she good. You trying to see what the status is of our relationship. He was playing both sides. That boy good now. Most women would have failed for this. DJ Academic got a real one.
I was probably the most fucked up. Like, remember how you was fucked up? And on my camera? What about me? While I was fucked up. Well, where's that love?
He talking about, what about me? What about me? What about me? That nigga want to do a victim Olympics.
Yeah, no, but it was love. And the reason it was no love is because of the message, what you said. I can love somebody that I felt didn't love me. And you said, oh, I came here for God. I came here as an assignment. I came here as this. But like I said before, if you were a preacher that was preaching, that wasn't the way that's what you know. I don't know. First of all, did you also shit somebody else? I listen. When we got to that place, my apology has already happened. But I want to tell you, my only disappointment is I didn't know you to arrive at how I feel about you. I didn't know you to arrive at how I feel about what you ultimately did to your wife at the time. There was also none of my business. I just did what I did. I stepped in. That was the assignment. And then when somebody goes that far, when you're going through some shit, whether you don't like the way it feels or how it looks or whatever, you're like, yo, I know your heart. And I expected, if I had any expectation, which I didn't have any, it would be like, yo, man, this shit is hot right now. Because I had a lot of people with parachute, but like, man, something's going on, bro. I'm out, right? The champagne is flowing, everything's good. When they go through shit, they run. I never ran from you. I ran to you. And I didn't know you. And
he didn't know you. You ran to him. And he acted like he was doing the man a favor by trying to fuck his wife. How you doing? He's still trying to act like he was doing the man a favor by trying to goddamn slip in on his wife.
Didn't want anything from it. I didn't understand that.
Because I'm pretty sure that's how DJ Envy looked at it, and that's how I look at it. At first, I thought you was doing a good deed, but the good deed was just singing the song and getting the hell on. That was enough right there.
This is what it is. So all I'm saying is from this point on, because I never did this with Charlamagne, I never did this with Jeff. From this point on, just do the best you can to just, hey bro, you all right? Yeah, not a problem. Conversation, I'll do that. You can do that now, but you see, I play with Sean all day. I play DJ Envy all day. I play Mexican jokes. I play all types of stuff. I don't play Gideon, Madison, Logan, London, Jackson, Brooklyn, Pickett. I draw the line where it is. And I don't care what anybody says about race. That's my family. If somebody give me $20 million, when you play with my kid, it's my ass back. That's just how I feel until we have that conversation. Now we have that conversation, it's a different story. At all.
I can agree with him. The nigga said I play light skin jokes. He play gay jokes. He play all kind of jokes, but he don't play about his wife and his kids. And as a man, you shouldn't. I understand 100% right there.
I don't play them 7 people in the match.
And never should be taken it personally because I always say
I take it personally for my family, my kids.
He wasn't in it right.
I mean, I can have a conversation, but when we do that, I step away. The reason I step away is I don't want to go past. Right? Okay, you know, right? Well, I guess I can get away from the Breakfast Club for a second and say, for anybody who I have not ran into, where you got a text message or a phone call or a 12-minute voice note in the middle of the night, or you saying me say some shit or post some shit while it's on my mind.
You called it
was not my usual self. Please don't hope.
So like DJ Envy tried to kill it. He tried to say, man, it's done, it's good, we cool. You know what I'm saying? You explaining yourself. You say you was out of your mind, cool. But we see what Tyrese went and did, you know what I'm saying? After that, he started looking at the comments. He probably looked back at the video like, man, this nigga said he was gonna boss me in my mouth. This nigga said that I disrespected his wife. And he got to make himself right.
Believe anything that I said, and if you expect God to forgive you for things that you say and do, extend that same grace. We good. I'm sorry to everybody, not just you and your wife. I'm sorry. I ain't saying shit. Saying shit.
Tyrese Gibson, I was not supposed to be here today, but they said you was coming. I was like, oh, what? Shit, I'm coming up here. So I send you grace every time I talk about you. They used to be, well, I'm sorry, Keith used to be a big client about the boys. And I'm like, first of all, you was like, assault. What? I'm like, first of all, he's been bamboozled by a woman. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And I feel like for you, your marriage was in shambles. But I'm like, it was a big shambles. But she didn't leave. It's all okay. You need to that's what I'm saying.
Now, just saying, I mean, just hilarious. You know, she kind of, you know, put him out there like, nigga, even your shit was in shambles. Nigga, you wouldn't want nobody doing that shit to you. Charlamagne think it's funny right now to his wife. Bitch, you know you ain't gonna get another wife. You a short, patch-eyed nigga? Man, please.
That's what I'm saying. You got a job to report the shit that's coming across your desk. So my thing is, man, it's like, we all know what it's like to go home to an empty house.
Hell yeah, not them, me.
Nobody could survive that. It's like I'm
the only woman out there like, hell no, not them, but me, shit. I know what it's like. Hey, DJ Envy looking at this nigga like, nigga, that's what you try to do to me. Try to have me go home to an empty ass house. The fuck?
Yeah, they ain't fucking checked into a mental health hospital. Like, bro, I know where he was at with it. And I never went to that level of kind of like the idea that this might be over for me and I'm gonna lose everything because of a mistake I made. I never made that mistake. And I'm still out of man. Look, I came home with the clothes and the fucking No, I don't know why else did he. No. But let me ask you a question. No, y'all both talk about it so much in the public. There's not anybody in between that can say, you know what, let's discuss, because at the end of the day, I do have a child. Yeah. You don't want a child to see mom and dad. So I was expecting Envy and D to show up to the life. I mean, you rejected. You asked him, you have nobody in your life, you know, like you who did.
Nah, he got a point there. Damn, you ain't got nobody in life that could have fixed up your little, you know, your relationship with you and your wife, so you can keep your kid. Even like, nigga, you ain't have nobody, cause you was done with. But see, Tyrese, you came too early, bro. You was supposed to get at her and leave that nigga out the picture. That way, you can be like, man, I don't know that nigga. You should have just snuck up on her some other kind of way. You should have found out who DJ Envy wife was. Whenever you heard him try to apologize on air, you should have found her, bumped into her some kind of way. And when you bumped into her, you know, sung a little song real quick. Sweet lady, won't you be mine? You know what I'm saying? Did the thing. And then, you know, then she would have been texting you, and then it would have been none of his business when she texts you. God damn, I got to teach y'all R&B niggas the goddamn game.
No, man, let's move on, because I don't want to get mad. I love the way I love.
This nigga said, I don't want to get mad. How you get mad?
Thing about any friendship or brotherhood is that people will never do for you what you do for them. I don't give a fuck what it is. And I had no expectations. That's not fair. I say I pull up on you. I don't want you to sing. I don't want you to sing. You know, it's crazy.
But you had to know when you started talking about your life and your divorce in your music. Then she was wrong.
Okay, man, guys. I had a gag order. One thing I don't do is I don't lie. You don't have to like what I say, but I'm not gonna lie, and I don't do interviews and make sure.
Okay, he's about to talk about, you know, how his thing went and why he couldn't talk about, you know, his relationship and all that, and why he just came on here and cried. We didn't know what was going on. So he's about to talk about, you know, saying the divorce process. Then we gonna get up out of here.
Niggas like me when I leave. You gotta lie her. Yeah, I can Charlamagne. I could not post to say anything about this divorce for almost 2 years because anything I said and did could have been used against me in court of law. I put it out there that divorce happened, but I could not go into any of the specifics and details of what actually happened until we did our trial. She been on podcasts the whole time. Yeah. She been calling Azalea Jezebel. She been throwing shots at me and throwing shots at my girl that I'm with now the whole fucking time. Miracle Mondays out here. I'm like, okay, so you out here manipulating the divorce, the single woman that's out here. Fuck men, fuck niggas, niggas always on the fuck shit. You beating that drum. Zip never asked me. I was a whole married man, fully married, never cheated, never lied, never did anything behind your back, never been up.
Let you tell it. Let you tell it. You got a woman right now, and he keep flirting with just hilarious.
I got my head hanging in a parking lot of a strip club. You ain't got them stories on me.
Hey, he throwing a shot at goddamn Envy. He said, I ain't never got some head in the parking lot of Atlanta. I think that's what Envy did. Listen to him. He about to throw a shot at Envy.
I was a whole married man, fully married, never cheated, never lied, never did anything behind your back, never been up in the sprinter, got my head hanging in a parking lot of a strip club in Atlanta. You ain't got them stories on me. Now everybody's.
Now that's probably what he was telling Envy wife. Like, see, I had this woman. He tried to probably make it to his wife like how much of a good man he was to his woman. I ain't never cheated on my woman, man. I used to cook every day. I used to rub her bubble bath and rub her feet. And I used to just, you know, do all these things for this woman and this and that. And she like, oh, you was such a, she cheated on you? Yeah, my man cheated on me too. Man, I wish he was like this. I wish he did the sweet things he used to do and all that, this and that. And he telling her all the sweet things he used to do and she just left him behind. Boy, this nigga had the game now. He had the right plan, just the wrong man. And now he up here throwing shots.
I was a whole married man, fully married, never cheated, never lied, never did anything behind your back, never been up in the sprinter, got my head hanging in a parking lot of strip club. Man, you ain't got them stories on me. Hey, anybody go through.
You know he was talking to DJ Envy because he said a specific city. So, you know, he made sure DJ Envy was going to catch that because I think DJ Envy cheated on his wife from what I heard, with one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think they say he got some head from one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that nigga said city that he know, cause he didn't say I ain't never get no head in LA. That's where he stay at.
Shit, but I cannot sit here right now as a man to pull out my number calculator and say I'm divorced, and I know why. So no, I never came at saying. Over 2 years, never said one thing about that woman, came at her because I legally couldn't.
Love and hip hop.
Now I got some shit to say because you accuse me of putting you out of the house, changing the locks, and kicking you and a 1-year-old out of the house. That's a fucking lie. You put the COVID mask on top of the rain cameras, and you arranged all the shit that you did, and now you're trying to get me for $20,000 a month for a 1-year-old at the time, and I couldn't speak on it. And I'm hurt. And I'm
sound like somebody else we know. Niggas be in a $1 million mansion, got Rolls Royces and all kind of shit, and then they want to cry about the $20,000 a month. Goddamn. Man, cause they got played. You gonna pay $20,000 a month if you gonna be home all the time because you got all the money. Shit, I think you need to be fighting for your child for custody. You ain't did nothing crazy. Shit, you should be able to get some custody.
I'm bleeding out loud, and I don't want my shit with people I know, to be using these platforms to make a mockery about some shit that y'all know all about in your own way. Y'all story ain't got nothing to do with my story. Y'all marriage and the dynamics of challenges y'all marriage ain't got nothing to do with mine. But I never make a mockery of either one of y'all married, and y'all shit was out there in the press and news. Never jumped in no comment and contributed to the beatdown. Or never made a song about these things. So I just expected some grace.
Now I agree with him there. Now I can agree with him there. When he right, I can agree with him. Y'all nigga shit was all over the internet. Y'all was all over the street, and that man, he could have used his celebrity status to punch in on they shit. Anybody that's a celebrity always can use their celebrity status to punch in on another celebrity status. Kind of like somebody we know. He does that all the time. Every time he sees somebody else shit, like he was quick to talk about this situation. But when motherfuckers talk about their situation, they act like how this nigga acting right now.
You got a real conversation. This ain't going to somebody would be like a diss track, but y'all radio play a lot.
So I never did that.
Yeah.
Like there's been some real shit that Charlamagne went through. I got Instagram. I can write whatever the fuck I want, whether you like it or not. I'm like, yo, man, this ain't the right time. Let's just hope that whatever my brother's going through right now, or being accused of, or whatever he's dealing with, let's let that calm down, man. I'm not gonna jump.
He threw that out there. Hey, whatever my brother going through, whatever he been accused of, because you know that nigga was accused of that whole what's the girl name? Y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all remember what the girl name that they said he did what he did too. And like he said, he could have went off there, and, because hey, Charlamagne was everywhere when it was going on with that situation. It was all over the news. Charlamagne face straightened up real fast. It's a lot of sneak dissing in this shit. Y'all just gotta hear it real closely.
On that, on that beat. But I'm not about to say my man is going through something. I'm sure he's stressed the fuck out. He's going at
Jessica Reed. Salute conversation.
Fly all the way to Atlanta.
You're telling the wrong story. I asked Charlamagne the God to come to Atlanta and do a full-on interview with myself and my ex. Post the crime video, post what God's doing. We were on the couch together. That whole interview. Post all of it. I said, Charlamagne, I think this is going to do something for the kingdom, because if anybody was supposed to file for divorce, she should have left me right after I uploaded that 12-minute video with my ugly ass face. I gave her a reason to get out, but she stayed. And I said, I really wanted you to come in and do an interview, and let's unpack and have the conversation that we never had. And I want to do it in the capacity of breakfast club. Come to the crib. Let's borrow Walter for shit. Ryan Barber was there. Ryan Barber, the director, who I hired, camera crew, helped me with the lighting, this and that. I was able to get blessed by confirming Charlamagne. I flew him out. Who was, executive out there was with him. I arranged everything. I did everything I said I was going to do. This nigga does the fucking interview, says, I'm gonna go home, get this shit edited. I said, yo, I'm gonna work with you there to make sure whatever we want to accomplish in this interview, that it doesn't go over there, go over there. So this nigga has taken the fucking footage and refused to give it back. I paid $35,000 total for this whole shit. And
Hold up, y'all. So just in case that was playing too fast for y'all, I know I got it playing fast. I don't want them to strike me or whatever. But he said The girl got back with him, you know, after he did the whole crime video and all that stuff like that. They got back together. So what they wanted to do was pretty much what Will Smith and Jada did. They wanted to have a sit down. They was going to have Charlamagne sit down with him and talk about what the issue was and all that. So they did it. Tyrese paid $35,000 to have a director come in, set up all the lighting, do all that good shit. Flew Charlamagne in and sat down and did it. Probably paid Charlamagne a nice little bag. Or it was supposed to be for content. And then the director took the footage and jumped the fence with it. Now, how valuable would that footage be if that shit just popped up right now? Hey, if that footage popped up today, it might do a little something. I don't know if it would have did something then, but it might have do a little something. Y'all hit that like button when y'all come in, man.
I found out I did it to big boy, did it to downtown, did it for a couple minutes. So I didn't care if you see this interview because I'm too honest. And now I got Charlamagne for years now, feeling the way about me, feeling like he wasted his time, but I never wasted your time, bro. So I was in it. They could have did a lot of about it, but how was it? Nigga, I would have did it. We could have did this shit on my iPhone if I know the nigga was gonna take the fucking footage and go somewhere with it and not be able to explain. We got the lawyers involved, all that shit. I'm like, yo, man, Charlamagne did not have to come out here and do this. Okay, so you holding me to some shit that ain't got nothing to do with what that man chooses to do to us. Listen, now you coming in clean hot.
He just recently apologized.
Recently? Well, I got something.
I
apologize to you, and I asked you to call him to try and help him talk this nigga and give him up before to release him. What was that?
You're gonna do that.
I said, yo, Brian. Okay, I said, yo, if there's any way you can make a phone call to try and get him to let the footage go, like this interview is beyond importance. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, let's work all sides trying to get this shit released. I said, I don't need it. I'll do it. This footage, I paid for it. You flew out. This shit was great. So I apologize for what another nigga did. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know if you come out to do the interview, or I know nigga I was gonna actually do the interview for us, meaning filmed it, was gonna do that. But it's still a reflection of me. I'm apologizing for what I did to hurt you.
Now that's fucked up because see, he has to be responsible for it. You know, he flew the nigga out and all that, then the shit never came out. Charlamagne like, damn, I wasted my time. I wanted that content. Content equals money. And the nigga jumped the fence on Tyrese with a $35,000 to come film that shit. And man jumped the fence on him with it. Damn, that's fucked up.
True, from what ultimately wasted your time. But I'm saying,
and this probably why these niggas don't never play his music. I'm not crying, you're crying. Salute, so fly.
And again, the grace. I'm giving what the fuck? What? Why would he take the footage? Let me be real with you. Y'all been going so crazy on me in my mind.
One little song.
Andy, can I tell you how to feel about what I ended up texting you and your wife? I can't, right? You can't tell me how to feel about how y'all been taking shots and coming at me on the air. I text y'all, DM y'all with my family. Since y'all been out here jumping out there super cracking every time my name come across the head. The radio report, here we go with the Tyrese. I've been cracking. I said, we don't talk about this shit.
So he come up there to really confront these niggas like, yeah, y'all niggas been cracking on me. Y'all niggas been, you know, y'all niggas been talking all type of shit.
Oh shit, you coming back?
She can text me. Like, yeah, the flesh is coming back, motherfucker.
You right there. You don't get the crossing this life here. Maybe all these opportunities come from people that is out your life.
No, man, that's what we about.
Okay. Now, if you actually come back, now you I should go somewhere, lay up, pause, lay up, put ass niggas, and sunbathe and come back and get to dust.
Now he up here roasting these niggas.
I apologize. I should have reached out to when you was going to do yourself. I didn't like some things. I like who you were, but I should have asked you to have a conversation. I should have not.
And also for the record, we did reach out.
Now, see, and this should have been the end of it. This should have been the end of it because, you know, at the end of the day, what's the name? Like, he admitted where he was wrong. He like, I should have reached out, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, show knowledge to these situations.
You want to be in the Birdman moment? This man's apologizing. He's going to jump in and interrupt the apology. Talk as much as you can, man. You want to just about
Hold on, y'all.
Hey, I push it.
Hey, question.
Why?
No.
Somebody must talk to me. He got a shot at being on SNL. No. You talk shit about me while I'm down. Motherfucker. Waiting outside with one interview. I'm shaking the beer. You should promote the shit out of
Hold on.
FuelFest. Go to FuelFest.com.
This nigga had all kind of smoke for these niggas. I'm trying to get to the part where he described I'm trying to get to the part where he described the divorce and the prenup.
You know, that would be able to cool right in and shit. You're right. Here's definitely get a shot. About the rough skin, dark skin makeup all over the place. I said, I definitely see the makeup. I know the difference between the dark skin versus the light skin. It's stiff. Like,
nah, he didn't get canceled. Angela Lee just left.
You have to see that was definitely just excellent.
What? Okay, moving on. It hit went off or just the transaction. As I was sitting in the room, in the courthouse, in the courtroom, that realization that this person couldn't have ever loved me based on what I've seen her become in the process of this divorce. Dang, that neither one of y'all should never ever experience in your life.
You think you did anything wrong?
Absolutely. Me and my wife, ex-wife, woke up to the news on September 11th that I abused my daughter because I spanked her with my right hand on top of her butt, directly on top of her pants. Second time I ever spanked her in my life. And then that's when all that shit like that. So me and my wife, we was up there with the kid there. We had no problem. Everything about our vibe and energy, chemistry, and magic, it was all everything that I prayed.
So that's what he said all he did. But we already know these type of people, they always try to minimize what the fuck they did.
Experience and answer prayer. And I knew that I was gonna get married and be married for the rest of my life. Like I literally convinced myself, yeah, I'm gonna be gray and old and I'm gonna have to eat mashed potatoes and coleslaw because all these teeth gonna be gone. Be married at home. And so for my whole thing, it just kind of happened the way it happened. And I was in Jersey filming with John Malkovich. And as the arguments and the disagreements happened, which actually happened from me shooting 2 music videos, and one of them featured her. It was Rick Ross called Black Excellence. So she said, your family don't matter. We ain't been having sex. You ain't giving me no attention, no energy. And I just said, I'm so sorry. We were just in quarantine for 10 straight months. There was not a flight, a call, an email. There's nothing going on in the world. The whole world shut down. It was 24 hours, 7 days a week, us. And I knew, and she knew, because we talked about it. God literally.
So pretty much, no sex, no phone calls. He was he was across the country, leaving his wife alone and all that. And he wondered why the woman just all of a sudden fell out of love with him. Oh, okay. Then come in front of us and play victim. And wonder why another nigga slid on him.
Pause button on the world, but specifically the pause button on our marriage.
But to his defense, like he said, when they was in quarantine, shit, she had a whole 10 damn months. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was just them all alone in the house. Couldn't go nowhere. So I guess he felt like since it was 10 months straight of me never leaving, this little bit of time of me going to work on a movie and doing 2 videos and always being out of town. What you think that woman was thinking why he cleaned across the country, knowing what type of nigga he is? But he over here talking about, I ain't never cheated. No, you ain't never got caught. But that woman out there alone after she done had her man with her for 10 months, day in and day out. Yeah.
Because we needed time to reconnect after the devil came in to try and create a level of disconnection in our marriage that most marriages wouldn't be able to survive, especially only a year in. Yeah. We're married for a year, we wake up to accusation from my ex. Who the fuck can survive that? Who wants to get to know what you would do? How would we do? It's like, we just met. We are in a honeymoon phase, and we woke up to that. So fast forward, now you accusing me of shit and putting it in court documents as if you forgot what it was like to wake up to someone who put shit in court documents. It's not true. So I don't know who she is. I don't know who she became. I realized this was a woman that was very simple, who I met in a 12-hour sundress and prided herself on being simple. And I don't care about money, stars, celebrities. I don't need to live and be around her. This is not a simple girl. Now you want $20,000 a month for a 1-year-old. Now you've hired 3 law firms. You're trying to knock my motherfucking head off. My prenuptial agreement was so detailed and so extensive. My lawyer, Whisper, she had her own lawyer to negotiate on her behalf. My lawyer, Tanya Mitchell-Graham, said to me, I can't believe you got her to sign this.
So You met one of these women that didn't care about nothing. You say you met a woman, she was in a $12 sundress. But she must have some cheeks. Sound like somebody else we know, ain't it? Well, at least it was really a woman when it came to him. But he met a woman in $12 sundress. Said, I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the Hollywood. I don't care about your money and all that shit there. Now she wants $20,000 a month. She signed the prenup, all that. Now he's about to explain his prenup right now.
And I said, well, the reason I got her to sign it is because she said to me specifically, this ain't mine. That's your coach. That was your car. It's yours. And if we have to separate because I can get in this for any of that, I will sign every piece of paperwork that reflects that I don't want none of that. So then, want nothing more than show nigga that's all she wants. The prenup should be behind crack. They're doing everything to take crack with. And it's now 3 years into trying to crack. See, you have a pre-nuptial. Be prior to the nuptials, let's establish, and then you got people who will do a post-nuptial. We already got married, let's do the paperwork after we get married because we need to make sure the money didn't show up all of a sudden. A lot of success. Let's put some post-nuptial in play. We didn't really have no reason to do it. Right? So, yeah, she's trying to crack the prenup, trying to get $20,000 a month for a 1-year-old, which my daughter is now 4. And so I have no idea who this person is. So,
now we do the math now. $20,000 a month will kind of add up. I ain't gonna lie. So if she got $20,000 a month, let's do a little math here. $20,000 a month per year will come up to what? $240,000 a year. If my math is correct, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. So pretty much $250,000 a year that she would get every year just from having a baby from the Fast and the Furious star, the singer. But and even if she don't get that, just all that fighting in the court is gonna cost him probably hundreds of thousands of dollars over 4 years. Over a couple of years. So, say you done paid all this money in court fees. Now you got $20,000 a month. You got $250,000 a year that you got to pay in child support. Now we're gonna put that up for 18 years because, like you said, the child was 1 at the time. So $250,000. So over a period of time, every 4 years, you paying $1 million. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So over a lifetime, or up till she's 18, he would have kicked out over $5 million to a woman just because she had his baby. Now I don't think that's right. It don't take $5 million, but he's in Hollywood, and now the child does have to go to special schools and all that, security and all that. But at the same time, you should be able to, I would think that a man would have just as much of a right, to put in the proper paperwork. And if you've been, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you can get your child. If you're going to do all that footwork that a woman's going to do. It's possible. It's possible. Say 21 if she go to college. So we'll say $6 million there. That is a lot of money to be kicking out on the child. Now we see why Pandacoon over there YouTubing his ass off. Because you got to multiply his shit times 3. Because remember, he got one in New York, and he got some other ones. Now, he just got off the hook for 2 of them, because I think they're grown now. But he still got 2 more. Yeah, those sundresses vicious, boy. So we see why some niggas YouTubing around the clock. We see why some niggas just using all this beef to make them some extra child support money. $20,000 a month. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's something that child, and then you never loved it. That's the name of the song.
That would definitely not be true. I mean, that's my essence of seeing, but at least I felt like you never felt like she really loved you. Like, and why not? Okay. You never think that it was genuine up until, I guess.
The name of the song is "I Don't Think You Ever Loved."
Yeah.
And I also was sitting in the courtroom, and I said, as they're unpacking tax returns and getting into all this shit, they trying to unpack. I'm like, you just sitting there like this, like, yeah. And I'm like, man, can you look at me? Right. And you like, yo, your lawyer is so nasty in this courtroom. Can you like, it's like a sociopath. Like I don't feel nothing for this person.
So he's in here and he's expecting this woman to, he's probably in the courtroom over there. You don't want to look at me? You don't love me anymore? That woman can't show no motherfucking remorse. That woman can't break down and all that shit. That woman trying to get that bag. But it's something he done did that he ain't gonna tell us about. It's something he did he ain't gonna tell us about. He in that bed, he probably was in the courtroom crying. That's probably what that woman tired of hearing your ass fucking cry all the time. That's a turn off to any woman, just a nigga just crying all the goddamn time. Every time you turn around, this nigga crying.
So I never disrespect her and say, I don't think at no point did she ever love me. Right. But there is no aspect of me right now with all that I've seen and heard and all the shit that's going on in this paperwork and what happened in that courtroom. I can say, I did nothing to you to create that. Like, you should be able to say physical violence. I got 3 chicks pregnant on the side and love child, and I was on the road and smashing chicks on. Like, what did I do that made you become that?
She's not the only thing that could land you in a divorce.
How many minutes you know is raising somebody else's child they love and have behind their back? It happens every day. That's when you commit to the duration. You say, I don't like this, but I know that my husband has so much more potential beyond the mistake that was made.
So pretty much, she probably was raising his child from another woman, and you know, like he just said, like if you're raising your husband's child, you know what I'm saying. But he's telling her, you should still know me as this person. I'm this good person. I'm this good person. But then she might have realized that he might be controlling. He might be too emotional. Just like they realized after he came along, like, oh, you're such a good person. Then you find out that this motherfucker is really kind of crazy. And he don't even know that he crazy. He a Gemini. I want y'all to go look at Academics breakdown of this. That shit had me dying because Academics went and pulled up this nigga lyrics. And the lyrics, what's the song? Damn. I think it's the Sounds of Love Making and all that shit there. Yeah, Academics pulled up this nigga lyrics. Hell nah, nigga, get the fuck away from my girl. This nigga is a Gemini. There's 2 sides. Oh yeah, an Alpha and a Gemini. Oh man, there's a whole bunch of crime. It said Tina said, I'm coming out the bush. Who a Gemini? This nigga a Gemini.
So at the end of the day, I can't disown the laughter, the travel, the moments, and all that we had. That would be, you know, that's.
Oh, you're a Capricorn? Okay, my bad. In that song, he said something about a Gemini. Maybe he was talking about the woman.
I didn't feel that she felt something. But I have no idea who this person is. And none of her friends recognize it either. So when y'all come at me on my timeline, not y'all, I'm talking about social media, I want y'all to understand something. Women have done an incredible job of normalizing, talking about their feelings, hurts, and vulnerability. When a man does it, we get shamed in the side. Hey, shut the fuck up, man. I'm putting your shit all out there. If somebody had gave Mary J. Blige that advice not to put all this shit out there, we wouldn't have Mary J. Blige. But I will say this to all of them.
So he want to get the same grace as women do when it comes to not taking accountability and pouring out your emotions into your song. This nigga want the grace of a woman. Man, we done heard this shit before. Bruh, if Tyrese say he coming to help you with your woman, long story short, or any R&B singer, because I ain't going to motherfucker Drake to try to help Drake and tell Drake, hey man, could you sing a song for my woman, man, to help me get my woman back? And thinking that my woman might not slide off with Drake. Because, you know, nah. Yeah. Hell nah, boy. But yeah, man, this is amazing, y'all. Say blaming self-behavior on the birth month. Man, I thought this was amazing, man, that this man tried to get away with this. He trying to bamboozle us again, y'all. We trying to get bamboozled by another one of these guys. This man that came up here tried to take this man woman. This nigga entered He tried to enter a marriage and tried to slide out with this man's wife by showing her the islands and the cars and all that. But if you got islands and cars, bro, if you up here crying about them $20,000 a month, you would rather buy islands and cars instead of and instead of taking your goddamn time, taking your custody and doing what you got to do to stay in your child life, even though you're gonna catch hell from the woman, you still do whatever you got to do to keep your relationship with your child. And you just got to deal with the consequences, roll with the punches. I had to deal with it. A lot of men had to deal with it. It ain't fair. It ain't fair. But if you're going to pride yourself on a man, you got to pull yourself up. You talking about one child. You ain't talking about 4, 5, 6 of them. Now, I know every child, you get your deepest love, deepest sympathy, especially when it's a little girl. But it's up to you how you divide your time. You can't be worrying about what that woman do. We know that niggas like this, it don't always be about the child. They be wanting that woman. They want that woman. And when they find out they can get the child, but they can't get the woman, that ain't enough for them. That ain't enough for them. Because we hear this nigga cry more about the woman than the child. At first, he made it about the child. And we were sympathetic about that. But like I say, in my opinion, I think it was more about the woman, because if you were so much concerned about your child and so much concerned about, because if you think about his timeline, how he was telling about how he was coming and, dealing with Angela Lee, I mean, not Angela Lee, but DJ Envy and his wife, and how he wanted Charlamagne the God to come out and have an interview with them. So all of that was after the med situation and all that. If you had so much time to fly out to try to be around a nigga you don't know, try to be around people you don't know, trying to be somebody else's marriage counselor, you should have been focusing on that, on your family, on your baby. Even though your baby is young right now, at the time, his baby had to be 1, 2, 3, whatever the age was. But still, bro, you had way more to focus on than to focus on somebody else's marriage, talking about God sent you to do that. Nah, God should be sending you to make sure you get your woman back. Fuck somebody else's marriage. Your marriage was not, I can see if your marriage was 10 years old. 10 years old or something like that, 20 years old, and you want to tell somebody about something that, in your past, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can help you out. I'm over the situation that I went through. But you can't be going through a situation yourself with your woman or with your wife and then try to go out and help somebody else keep their woman and their wife or their wife. Talking about, trying to do marriage counseling and shit and try to act like you heaven sent to them. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Tyrese, you need to be ashamed of yourself, bro. You need to be ashamed of yourself. But y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I need everybody to hit that like button, man. Get me in the algorithm. Get this channel popping. How it's supposed to be when we're talking about good shit. You know what I mean? I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. If anybody got any questions, I think everybody got the point. Keep your man, keep your woman, keep your relationship. If you are going through something and you're going through a hard time in your relationship and you done got to the point where your man or your woman just don't want to talk, go seek professional counseling. Especially when you got money like these fools. DJ Envy, he know where his mistake was. He was so torn that I don't think he, and like I say, the first part of it worked. The first part of it worked. Had Tyrese, hey, I'm gonna sing to you and all that shit. But keep these niggas away from your woman. Because, hey, we all know what these men try to do when they call themselves trying to help you out. Go find you. Don't never go find a nigga to try to help your goddamn relationship. Women, when you're down and all that, Go find you some professional counseling if you know you love your man. 2K, yeah, I got the 2K, man. I just ain't got to it yet. I got to get with you, Rich, on the 2K. I went and got me a new Xbox. I went and got me a series, so now I can cross counsel and everything like that. So I definitely gonna link up with you, Rich. But salute to the chat, man. I appreciate y'all. Salute Brittany Smith, Rich, Sarah, Carl, David, Mr. Sedan. Say his ex Samantha Lee, she's on. I gotta go see some of those lives she's been doing because I've been seeing her name pop up a couple of times. I seen one she did last week. So I don't know, man. It's mighty funny all this stuff popping up about him right around album time. He just dropped a new album. So you know when people come up to Breakfast Club, whether they got some smoke or some bullshit going on or not, they usually got something in the works. So all publicity is good publicity if you ask these people. So this might just be an album promotion, and you know, you got to know that these people going through real things so you can feel their music. So could be that. Yeah, I got the series now, so I can cross counsel now. I can play people on PS5, either on Madden or 2K. But I noticed that the new Madden, me switching from Xbox One to the series, man, that Madden is a little different. So I gotta get my game right. I've been playing it a couple of days, but I spent so much time playing that other Madden and that other 2K, building my player on the 2K so I could do some screams. And then I went and got the new series and noticed that it was totally different. Now I'm just like a fish out of water, man. I can't be getting on here and be trash and shit. So I haven't did any gaming streams because I'm trying to get my feel of those two games. Hell, and I don't even know. I just ain't even had the energy to even put it in there because, you know, I've been having other shit I've been focusing on, as I already told y'all. So I'll get to it when I get to it. So y'all just look forward, and hopefully y'all be rocking with me on the gaming channel, and hopefully I can get y'all to rock with me with the fantasy. I need everybody to daily check your fantasy. Make sure you got your lineup straight. Check the waiver pool. Send me some trades, you know, and we're gonna see how that go this season. I think I'm gonna do a couple of uploads. I want to do a video of the Bootsy and his brother situation. I believe there's a real, you know, lesson that can be learned within that. I mean, I think Bootsy is another one of these narcissistic alpha males. So I kind of uncover how he's doing his brother, not only his brother, his mother too, you know, because he's always in the news about, oh man, free this nigga a snitch. But we seeing this man's daughter, his brother, his mama, like the real people that should be in his life. This man is an empty person, and he's another one of these black-eyed demons, in my opinion. Misleading the youth and out here just showing people how to just live for the devil, it seems like. Oh yeah, make sure all y'all that's on PS5 or you couldn't play me before, y'all make sure y'all send me a friend request, man, so I can get with y'all, man. It'll probably be easier for me to get my game up if I have some steady partners or whatever. I got to get back with Knowledge Power and the crew on the Fortnite crew and everything. Don't think I forgot about y'all. It's just that, you know, my hands been full right now. I ain't had the time to game, but we're definitely gonna get back into the gaming or whatever. Some Madden, some 2K, some Fortnite, and when I bought this series, it had UFC, the new UFC on it. So I'm even gonna try out that new UFC, man. We're gonna get some gaming in, but you know, on this channel, like I said, we'll either keep it to some sort of Wabbit patrol. Tyrese is a Wabbit, if you ask me. So just because we're not talking about people in this sector, that don't mean we ain't Wabbit patrolling. So I'm glad y'all was able to help me on this Wabbit hunt. And like I say, I'm either gonna do a live in the morning or I'm just gonna do an upload of the Bootsy one. And there's a couple of other stories I gotta I want to pull up, but I'm thinking about just doing more uploads and instead of doing these lives. You know, that way I just I can cut them up and just keep them, putting them back to back to back like that. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Anything else I want to let y'all know before I get out of here? I think that's about it. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all have a nice day. Wick Made 912. I'm out y'all area.
Make them live what they rap. Big cap niggas ain't living like that. Do the most, get too close, you a ghost. Dope is the dope, you get more than the dose. Give all that I got till it ain't nothing left. I don't need no help, I could do it myself. Unreleased shelf, cook it right out of left. Run up a check till I run out of breath. Run them out, make them live what they rap. Big cap niggas ain't living like that. Do the most, get too close, you a ghost. Dope is the dope, you get more than the dose. Give all that I got till it ain't nothing left. I don't need no help, I could do it myself.
Niggas big cat like a mixed fiesta. Dope on the scale, you won't get no extra this way. Make your hoe do what the money say. Tell your old man he don't want it, babe. I just bought a new stick the other day. Cook dope on the stove or microwave. The neighbors don't like the J, they keep calling. Come on, I'ma keep serving the thumb and defy the ranks. Shit smell like fungus. No Q and not just the city. Keep focus my business, I'm just being honest. Keep dealers and killers among me. Wrap your ass up like a mummy. Stand that little white hood and dip on her. I feel like OJ little homie. To the blow of the car, I'm alone. Send it to the Pope man. Freddie P fly higher than most. Higher than most. Driving, did not see a ghost. 93 OG, it came from West Coast. Tied to your hoe, I just came from a throat. MOBB OG gang, oh let's go.
Go take a seat, get at the kitchen, I'm cooking. Keep whipping it, long as promoters keep booking. I'm running it, you get it all till I'm done with it. Give me that reaper, your block, you won't get it. Hell with the scale, got it booming like speakers. I know what I'm doing. Don't need no features, quartets and funerals, commas and numerals. Really a chef cooking up right or left. Working my move, I need more than enough. These niggas bluff, they really not tough. Head first running up a check till my heart start 3 point. Working on my shot, trying to get high. Swear to God, promise not to fold, never flip flop. Good smoke, good dope, busting out the zip lock. Don't think about it, you try, you might die. These niggas capping, they living a lie.